The story begins at a bank, where a man named Parker and his accomplices are committing a robbery. Parker is known by people as a legend because he is exceptionally skilled at this work. Even his new junior partner, when he first realizes that the person standing in front of him is Parker, trembles in fear and, trying to appear brave, ends up arguing with him. Parker calmly says, "Listen, brother, I don't want any trouble. I'm just doing my job. You should focus on your work and not overdo it." Then Parker and his team use the password provided by the bank manager to open the vault. But at that very moment, a man appears outside. He works as a security guard, though today he was on leave and had come along with his family. Seeing an unfamiliar car parked in front of the bank, the guard immediately realizes that a robbery is underway. Instead of informing the police, he decides to take advantage of the situation and plans to steal the money from the robbers. A little later, when Parker and his team emerge, the guard manages to snatch one of the bags of money and escape. Parker becomes furious and immediately gives chase. Terrified, the guard drives his car into a horse racing field. In the end, Parker shoots and kills the guard and retrieves the stolen money. But upon seeing the guard's wife, his heart softens. As compensation for her husband's death, Parker gives her a bundle of money. Afterwards, everyone returns to their hideouts, and Parker begins treating his closest friend, who had been injured and shot. There were 4 new people involved in this robbery as well, including a girl named Jane, who begins acting strangely. Even Parker cannot understand her behavior, and suddenly, yes, she, Jane, betrays everyone and kills them, and Parker falls into a river. The scene shifts, and we see that Parker is still alive. He is in a hotel he used to frequent. Once he regains his senses, he retrieves the items he had hidden behind the hotel walls and then goes to Pill's wife to inform her about her husband's death. At the same time, he wants to gather information about the traitor Jane. He tells Pill's wife that a girl named Jane, whom he had brought into the team, killed Pill. All he wants to know is where Pill had brought Jane from, so he can take revenge on Jane for her betrayal and for the death of his close friend, Bill. But Pill's wife does not know anything about Jane. However, she knows someone who might help Parker, a smuggler who can lead him to Jane. Before he leaves, Pill's wife tells Parker to make sure he kills the girl. Parker then contacts another old friend, Grofels, who has retired from the world of heist. With information provided by Grofels, Parker poses as the smuggler's driver to meet him and threatens him with a gun to extract information about Jane. Terrified, the smuggler reveals everything. Jane works for a South American dictator, is highly intelligent, and is a professional fighter. Just as the smuggler is about to reveal Jane's exact location, a car crashes into them. The attackers are none other than Jane's men, sent to kill Parker. But Parker takes them all down in under a minute. He spares one of Jane's men intentionally so that he can lead Parker to Jane's hideout. The scene shifts to an empty building. Jane is there with a large, burly man named Bosco. Bosco has in his possession the blueprints for a major heist. This means they are planning another big robbery, intending to deceive someone like Parker again. In reality, Jane's entire joining of Parker's team was a ruse so that she could steal all the loot for herself. With that money, she bought another major heist plan from Bosco. As Jane and Bosco prepare to leave, Parker arrives for revenge. He shoots and kills Bosco first. Jane explodes in rage because all the loot she had sent to Bosco's account ended up with him, ruining her next plan. Then Parker confronts Jane and asks, why did she kill his team? Jane knows that this time she cannot escape from Parker, so she tells the truth. She reveals that in her country in South America, there is a sunken treasure called the Lady Offering Rug. It lies beneath a wrecked ship and contains diamonds and many other priceless gems, valued at over $1 billion, more than the entire economy of her country. However, the treasure is controlled by a ruthless dictator, the actual president of their country, who has been killing people for many years. Now, in order to appear as a good and benevolent person to the world, he has devised a new plan. First, he handed over the treasure to the United States so that many would perceive him as honest and generous. But his secret plan is to steal the treasure back himself, using a team of robbers. Parker asks Jane, what is the name of that robber team? The scene shifts again. This time, we see the head of the outfit team, Logistic. He runs America's most powerful income department, not handling ordinary citizens' taxes, but stealing millions of dollars worth of rare and invaluable items. Now, the South American dictator president has given Logistic a massive sum of money to steal the statue of the Lady Offering Rug, with the heist scheduled to occur in a few days. Logistic's right-hand man is Kin, his most trusted and deadly assistant. Logistic receives news that Bosco has gone missing, and Bosco had the complete blueprint for their entire plan. So Logistic orders Kin to find Bosco as quickly as possible. The story then returns to Parker. Instead of killing Jane, Parker decides to team up with her to steal the statue of the lady offering rug. Grofels joins them as well. Jane then takes them to her boss, a colonel who leads a South American military unit and who aims to overthrow the president. Parker asks how they plan to succeed in the heist despite such tight security. The colonel explains everything. He even shows them a fake lady statue, which they will use to swap for the real one. But Parker refuses to perform a direct heist. He says the outfit group should steal first, and then they will deceive the outfit group using the fake statue. The colonel realizes that Parker is no ordinary thief. In simple terms, Parker, Jane, and their team will not directly steal the statue. They will rob the robbers, steal from the outfit group. Before leaving, Parker is stopped by a man named Samsul, who claims to be Jane's boyfriend. Seeing Parker's personality, he fears that something might happen between Parker and Jane, so he warns Parker not to get too close to her. Grofels then tells Parker, instead of taking revenge on Jane, you're helping her. Parker calmly replies, maybe I won't take revenge? We'll see. In the next scene, Parker and Jane go to a club to get the statue's blueprint from Bosco's older brother. But before the meeting, Jane warns that Bosco's brother has a heart condition and should be approached gently. Parker, however, is a cold and stern man. He bluntly says, your brother is dead, and he had some things of ours. Unable to handle Parker's pressure, Bosco's brother reveals that Bosco used to hide all his important items inside an elephant-shaped pillow in his bedroom. Just as Parker goes to the bedroom to retrieve the blueprint, Kin and his team suddenly arrive there to seize it. Kin's thugs start interrogating Bosco's brother. Tell us, where is Bosco? But at that very moment, he suffers a heart attack. Jane makes an excuse. I'm a doctor. Let me check him. But she suddenly grabs a gun hidden under the table and attacks them. Taking advantage of the chaos, Parker goes into Bosco's bedroom to retrieve the blueprint. But Kin also arrives there, and a fight breaks out between the two over the blueprint. At that exact moment, the police suddenly surround the building. Kin is about to fall out of the window, but Parker catches him and saves his life. When the police enter the room, Parker lets him go, but Kin does not die. Kin fails to secure the blueprint. Hearing this, Logistic quickly rushes to meet him. Kin's arms and legs are broken after the fall from the window. Logistic is shocked to learn that Parker was involved in the entire incident. Years ago, Parker and Logistic had made a pact. They would never interfere in each other's operations. This means the pact is now broken, and they have once again become enemies. The story returns to Parker. He introduces Jane and the Colonel to his new team, his old friends who have retired from heists. One of them is Stan, an expert driver. Two others, Brenda and Ed, are skilled in different disguises. Parker then begins explaining the plan to everyone, how the heist will take place. Parker begins explaining the plan to everyone. According to the blueprint, the lady statue is placed in a location with extremely tight government security. Breaking in is nearly impossible. Parker says the outfit group will be allowed to steal the statue. No matter how they do it, once the theft is complete, they will inevitably transport the statue by train. That's when Parker and his team will snatch it from them. He instructs Brenda and Ed, you two will go disguised as railway staff and accelerate the train. Then, Grofels will sabotage the train's speed-reducing system. When the train reaches excessive speed, it will derail at the next curve. Stan will be ready there with his truck to safely collect the statue. Parker tells the team, only 24 hours left. Everyone get a good rest. Afterward, Parker heads to his favorite hotel. Jane is already there, constantly watching him. As always, she is extremely skilled in deception. Jane tries to seduce Parker, but he refuses to get close. Just then, Jane's boyfriend, Samsul, overwhelmed by jealousy, captures Parker and ties him in a secluded place. He suspects that Parker and Jane are getting close at the hotel. In anger, he informs Logistic, Lozini, about Parker, and Logistic sends a killer to eliminate him. At that moment, Jane arrives. She tells Samsul, there is nothing between us. You are unnecessarily ruining the entire plan. Samsul agrees and frees Parker. But just then, the killer sent by Logistic shows up. Parker uses Samsul as a shield. Samsul dies. Parker then kills Logistic's man as well. At that moment, Parker sees a call coming from Logistic on his phone. Parker says, what kind of man did you send to kill me? He's the one who ended up dead. Logistic warns Parker not to interfere in his operations again, knowing full well that Parker is an extremely clever and dangerous thief. But Logistic's outfit team is no less formidable. They are a group capable of defeating Parker. Parker is shocked when Logistic informs him. The heist of the lady statue is not scheduled for tomorrow. It is happening right now. Hearing this, Parker immediately orders his team to get ready. Brenda and Ed arrive at the station disguised as railway staff. After a short while, they successfully accelerate the train. Now it's Grofel's turn. He tries to sabotage the train's speed control system, but accidentally drops his gun. As a result, he has to manually tamper with the system. Even though the train is moving at high speed, it does not derail. Grofels moves to the next curve and shoots at the speed control system from a distance. Once the train derails, Parker and his team reach the carriage containing the lady statue. But when they open the crate, they find only a pile of stones instead of the statue. It turns out this was a trap set by Logistic to eliminate Parker. Just then, some of Logistic's thugs arrive, but Parker easily defeats them. The entire team then escapes from the scene. The next day, Parker and his team sit down to plan again. Parker says, "If last night was a trap, it means Logistic has already stolen the lady statue. Now we just need to find out where he has hidden it." Their last hope is Logistic's right-hand man, Kin, who is still hospitalized. Dressed as police officers, Parker and Grofels go to the hospital to meet Kin. Kin tells the truth. He does not know where the lady statue is hidden, but he knows the name of the billionaire who is going to buy the statue from Logistic. Parker then goes alone and easily kidnaps the billionaire. Without any violence, the billionaire admits that Logistic has kept the lady statue in his personal steel-reinforced, highly secure safe, which is nearly impossible to break. The sale agreement is supposed to take place the very next day. Hearing this, Parker realizes they must steal the statue tonight. Parker places the billionaire in his mansion under Stan's watch. Meanwhile, the rest of the team arrives at the safe's location. Once there, Parker and his team cautiously begin executing their plan. Jane goes out and pretends to be hit by a car. When a security guard comes to help her, Jane strikes him from behind, knocking him unconscious. Meanwhile, Stan, in the mansion, falls asleep under the influence of alcohol, neglecting his duty. Taking advantage of this, the billionaire escapes and informs Logistic of everything. Logistic and the outfit team quickly head toward the safe to stop Parker from stealing the statue. But by then, it is too late. Parker and Grofels had already entered the building and blown up the steel door with dynamite. When Logistic arrives, he finds the safe empty. He immediately orders his men to chase Parker. During the pursuit, the rope holding the statue tears due to gunfire. When Parker goes outside to fix it, he falls from the speeding vehicle. Unfortunately, Grofels cannot save the statue. Logistic's men shoot him from behind. Logistic regains possession of the lady statue and immediately contacts the billionaire to finalize the deal that very night. His men deliver the statue to the billionaire's house. Because it is late at night and the transaction involves millions of dollars, the billionaire says he will send the payment the next day at noon. After the men leave, the billionaire starts admiring the statue. But soon, he realizes the statue is fake. He immediately calls the South American president and complains to him about Logistic's deception. But the entire situation was actually Parker's counter-trap. Then Logistic and his team go to see the real statue. But on the other hand, Parker and his team had already arrived at the location and were breaking into the safe containing the real lady statue. Before they could leave, Logistic arrived. Instead of trying to kill Parker, he praises him because Parker had deceived him repeatedly. In fact, Parker had changed and reset the safe's code, and the real lady statue had never been removed. The statue Parker had taken earlier was a fake, which he had made long before this heist. Hearing this, Logistic becomes furious, because once again Parker outsmarted him and his powerful team. Even if he wanted to kill Parker, Parker was still 2 steps ahead. He had planted a bomb on the statue. The explosion completely destroys the lady statue, and Parker did it intentionally, to trap and eliminate Logistic. The next day, Parker's team feels disappointed, because after all their hard work, they ended up with nothing. He gives them some precious diamonds that he retrieved from inside the lady statue. The diamonds are extremely valuable, though not equal to the statue's full worth. After rewarding his team, Parker goes to Jane to fulfill his final promise. Jane is happy, because even though Parker destroyed the statue, it led to the arrest of her country's tyrannical president. The president had been involved in the theft. After everything is over, then Parker speaks to Grofels about his own thoughts. He reveals that he is tired of this life. Our story comes to an end.